Hello friends, I welcome you all for the lecture series of microwave and radar engineering. So today in this session we are going to discuss the attenuators and the types of teeth. Okay, so basically there are three types of teeth, that is E plane T, H plane T and EH plane T, which is nothing but magic T. Okay, so let's discuss first the attenuator. If you remember, the in the last session we have discussed the isolators and the circulators. So those one are very important. Like this, the attenuators also did the same task, but it attenuates some of the power of the microwave. Okay, attenuation means suppression, or we can say reduce the power of microwave signal. Okay, so this device does the job of attenuation of the power, or we can say reducing the power of the microwave signal. So let's discuss attenuator. So it is given in the description that a waveguide attenuator is an RF device, okay, radio frequency device specifically designed to reduce the power of signal without affecting or reducing the waveform of the signal. Okay, so that means it's just reduce the power. Okay, it's suppress the power which is measured in the watts. An attenuation measured in the decibels. So basically attenuator reduce the power of signal without affecting its waveform. Okay, so there will be no distortion or no change in the waveform of the microwave, just it reduce the power of the signal. Okay, so it will not provide any changes in the waveform of the signal. Then a waveguide attenuator works exactly opposite of an amplifier. As we all know, what is the function of amplifier, that it is used to increase the power, okay, or boost the power of the input signal. So it works exactly opposite of an amplifier, which increase the power of the signal. Okay, amplifier increase the power of the signal without altering the waveform. So amplifiers provide an increase in power output, whereas attenuator provides loss of power. Okay, it provides loss of power or reduction in the power, or a gain less than 1. So its gain is less than 1. Okay, so it's basically works opposite to the amplifier, that is reducing in the power. Then attenuators are commonly used for the measuring power gain or losses in decibels. Okay, so it's basically unit of attenuation is decibels. It is measured in the decibels for providing isolation between instruments, also for reducing power input to the particular stage to prevent overloading. So these are basic important applications, that how we can use attenuator in the various stages, in the various power stages during the transmission of microwaves. So basically it's measuring power gain or loss in the decibels. Okay, also it's provides some isolation between the instrument, and it also reduce the power at the particular stage, okay, to prevent overloading. So these are the basic functions of this attenuator. We move forward for the types of the attenuator. So basically four types of attenuators are given. The first one is the fixed low power attenuator. So it shows that signal loss is constant. Okay, that means there is a reduction in power. Power suppression is constant and cannot be changed. So that means fixed low power attenuator provides fixed amount of attenuation. Okay, it provides fixed amount of attenuation, and that attenuation cannot be changed. Okay, that is in the decibels its value is constant. Okay, its value is constant. So this is basic function of fixed low power attenuator, and it operates in the low power. Next, second one is the fixed low power precision attenuator. So signal loss is fixed and high precision elements are used. Okay, so it uses high precision elements, but which shows that there is a fixed low power attenuation. Okay, that means the signal loss is fixed. Okay, this name indicates it provides fixed reduction in power. Okay, its value cannot be changed. The next is third one is the fixed high power precision attenuator. So basically it performs attenuation in the high power, it operates in the high power, and the precision elements yield optimum electrical performance at high power. Okay, so basically it is operating on the high power and it can provide optimum electrical performance at this high power. The last one is the continuous variable attenuator. So this is very important type of the attenuator. So it is also known as CVA. Okay, CVA stands for continuous variable attenuator, where the signal loss can be changed using mechanical adjustment such that screw, knob or dial. So there is some constructional changes in the continuous variable attenuator, that is its attenuation can be adjusted. Okay, we can adjust the attenuation or we can adjust the reduction in power by providing some mechanical adjustment. Okay, that means there is some mechanical adjustment is there, like screw, knob or dial, which is used to vary the attenuation in some manner. Okay, which is used to vary the attenuation in some manner. The next one is fixed attenuators are used where fixed amount of attenuation is to be provided. If a such fixed attenuator absorbs all energy entering into it, we call it as a waveguide terminator. So this waveguide terminator we have already learned in the previous session, like in the isolators and the circulators, that in the case of circulators there is a one port which is already terminated to the match termination. So what was the function of that port? It will absorb all the energy which is entering into it. Okay, so that means it is as a it is a waveguide terminator, or we can say it has a match termination. So in the case of fixed attenuators, there will be waveguide terminator is provided and which absorbs all the energy entering into it. Let's see this basic construction of the continuous variable attenuator. One diagram is given below, I will show you. Let's discuss this description. So that is following figure shows fixed attenuator. Okay, this is the figure. I will explain you later words. This is a type of fixed attenuator. Okay, so this figure shows that fixed attenuator where an dielectric slab consisting of glass slab coated with the carbon film has been used as a plug. So variable attenuator provides continuous or stepwise attenuation. Okay, so it provides continuous or we can say stepwise variable attenuation. For rectangular waveguides, these attenuators can be flap type or vent type. I have given here the flap type attenuator. Okay, we can study this flap type attenuator, which is very simple one. Next, the flap type attenuator consists of resistive element or a disc inserted into longitudinal slot cut along the center of wider dimension of guide. So there is some resistive element or we can say the disc which is inserted into the waveguide. Okay, which can be inserted into this waveguide longitudinally. The degree of attenuation is determined by the depth of insertion of the flap. Okay, so the degree of this attenuation, okay, the degree of reduction in the power can be determined by checking the depth of this flap. Okay, depth of this disc or we can say depth of this insertion of flap. So which can be easily understand by this figure. So this is the fixed attenuator is given, there is a dielectric slab. Okay, this shorting pole is there, dielectric slab is provided here. Okay, denoted by this dark dotted line. So it provides the fixed attenuation. okay, it's provide the fixed attenuation, and this is microwave signal, and the power is inserting from this side into this attenuator. So we can say by providing input of the microwave to this dielectric slab, only those signal will pass, okay, this signal will pass through this attenuator, and these signals which are incident on this dielectric slab will be block, okay, or will which can attenuate, okay. So by watching this figure you can easily determine only this type of quantity of signal which can be passed through this attenuator, okay. So that there will be no attenuation for this signal, but there will be complete attenuation for the signal which are coming or which trying to pass through this side. So this is the fixed type of attenuation is there, or we can say this is a type of fixed attenuator. So please remember, this is a basic simple diagram of the fixed attenuator, okay. And please don't forget to show these signals which can pass through this attenuator, and this dotted dark line, which are the attenuation provided by this attenuator. So next thing is the variable type attenuator. The flap type attenuator is shown here. This is flap type attenuator. So there is basic construction is there. The resistive card, okay, this is resistive card which is used to block this signal or which provides the attenuation, degree of attenuation. Then there is a slot, longitudinally cut slot is there. So in this slot we can fix this resistive card. Then there is a adjusting knob, okay, some mechanical adjustment is there. This is a adjusting knob, so we can vary this attenuation, okay, by using this adjusting knob, or let's say it can be fixed on the dial. So this circular one is the dial, and on the dial there is a adjusting knob is mounted, and there is one locking screw, okay, to lock this attenuation or to lock this resistive card. So by wearing this adjusting knob, okay, by wearing this adjusting knob you can adjust the resistive card, okay. The degree of insertion of this resistive card can be adjusted using this adjusting knob. If you rotate just this adjusting knob, this resistive card can be moved in this slot, okay, and which provides fixed attenuation, or we can say continuous attenuation or stepwise attenuation. So this is basically simple structure is given for this flap type attenuator. If you see, this is the resistive card, okay, this is the resistive card, or let's say it is a disc which is inserted into this waveguide, okay. This is the external structure of this waveguide, and this is the resistive card which is inserted into the waveguide. So if you see this diagram, it is completely inserted, okay, it is completely inserted into this waveguide. So it's provide maximum attenuation is there, okay. It provide maximum attenuation because of what? It can block the signals, complete signals from the particular side which is traveling through this waveguide. But if you see this diagram, there will be no blockage, or we can say there will be no attenuation in this area which is used to travel the microwave. Because of what? There is a disc or resistive card which is far away, okay, which is at the top of this waveguide, which is at the top of this waveguide. It is not inserted into this waveguide, okay, this is not inserted in this waveguide. So there will be no attenuation for the microwave signal. So this diagram is for maximum attenuation, and this one for the minimum attenuation, and this is the basic structure of this flap attenuator. So please remember this diagram. There is also one type of attenuator, that is a vane attenuator. Just we are using one slightly difference is there. For the flap attenuator, the insertion of this probe or the disc is vertically, okay, we are adjusting vertically, and the vane attenuator there will be horizontal insertion, okay. From this side there will be horizontal insertion of this disc. Only this difference is there in the flap attenuator and the vane attenuator. Also there is some frequency and power handling capacity is there for the flap attenuator and the vane attenuator. So please prepare these basic diagrams of the flap attenuator, then fixed attenuator and its description. This is for complete attenuator of this chapter.